Hey everybody, I'm back. So I just had a business trip. I just came back from New York, and man, was it freezing. I was there during that snowstorm that occurred this week, and on on Thursday night, I kid you not, it was like 10 degrees, and the wind was blowing like 40 miles an hour. And being a Floridian, it just killed me. Now I grew up in New York. I lived there for 42 years, but I've been in Florida for 12 years. Just can't go back. Anyway, so let's talk about what I've accomplished so far with this. This is the Philco 461201 Bing Crosby. This is the second one. So let me just recap what I've done here. If you remember, this turntable or record player, phonograph, you want to call it, was really in bad shape. I've taken the entire motor apart underneath, and you'll see that when I flip it. I've greased it. I've made sure everything is put. You see I put some lithium grease here. This was rusted. I had to paint it, so I used some navel jelly and repainted this plate. I used navel jelly on the entire base here. This was a big rust spot here, and cleaned it all up best I could. I haven't installed the needle yet. That's going to be my next step. Now let's flip it over and look on the back side. Okay, so here's the bottom side. This is the motor, and this thing has been, as I said, completely cleaned and put back together and tested, and it works really well. You'll notice that they have a cooling fan on this thing, which is interesting. I've done all the rewiring. This is the mercury switch. This is how the record player knows that it's engaged or not when you open that door. And really where I am now is the wiring. So I've removed all the wiring here, and you'll see this terminal strip is in pretty bad shape. But the thing that I don't like is it's loose. You'll see here, not really good shape. So I'm probably just going to drill this out and put a new terminal strip in here and redo it. I do have a diagram of what the wiring looks like, and of course, crudely done, but pretty simple. So here's your ground post, all right? That corresponds to right here. And I've got, the ground going to the radio, the ground going to the motor, which is right here. Then I've got a resistor that goes across the first two posts, and then a resistor that goes across these two posts. And then the actual needle connects right here and connects right here on this side. So pretty simple. So now my next step here is going to be to get all this wired correctly and get that part done. From a needle perspective, I'm going to use one of these fan steels again, same as I used in the other one, and you'll see what it looks like. It's pretty standard. It's a 78 needle. Okay, and I'm going to use those cheap wall anchors as my standoffs again, like I did last time, right there. So I've already cut it down to size. That's going to help it protrude down. All right, so let me show you where I am next with this thing. Be right back. I also worked on the actual radio today, and you'll see I've replaced this this diffuser, and you may not be able to see it, but I put in one of those LED bulbs in there. Maybe you could see it if I peek right in there. So I won't have to worry about the burning part anymore. I am going to leave this awkward speaker configuration in place, I decided. It just sounds really good, actually, I have to be honest with you. But let me show you what I did underneath. Alright, you'll see that all the capacitors have been replaced. Here's an electrolytic, here's one here, and then there's another one that goes here. This chassis is really hard to work on. Everything is so tight. But I did manage to replace everything. And something interesting here, this calls for a 0.2 microfarad cap. I didn't have any, so I put in parallel 2.1s. And did the same thing right here. These two right there. Same effect. And this radio actually sounds really good. I also added a 3-prong cord, and you'll see I've got one here going to the power switch. I've got one here going to the post on this terminal strip, which is grounded, and then one going right here. So let's turn this radio on and see what it sounds like. It actually has a really nice tone to it. Let me go turn it on and I'll show you. Okay, let's pop this thing on. Turn on the variac right there, and let's get this thing going. You'll see that LED bulb is doing its job, nice and bright. Lights up that diffuser really well. And I do have the loop antenna connected. You'll see I have it around this box for now because I'm painting the cabinet. And I've got it connected with gator wires going here to the tuners, to the tuning capacitor. Let's see what we get so far. There she is.
It really, to me, it is. See, for the 4-night plays for you guys to play that moral cop and to say, well, he's a bad teammate, so he's staying out.
Sounds good. Anyway, that's why I'm going to leave that speaker in place, because it sounds really good. So, so I've got this this radio in good shape. I just need to do a little bit more cleaning of the chassis. And my next step is to finish the cabinet, which I'll show you. I'll show you very soon. Let me show you a couple of pieces that I need to go on, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is one of the crossbars that I have to put back on the cabinet. If you remember, I told you this was loose. So this has been stained dark walnut, has been urethaned with a semi-gloss. Looks really, really good. And then this is the front door for the record player. I need to do one more coat of poly on this thing, but this came out really, really nice as well. And there's the back side, and beautiful grain on this wood. And the cabinet is jarring right now because I've painted it today, so I can't show you that, but I'll show you that in the next video. So that's that. So all in all, you know, I'm not doing a step-by-step on this one, but I'm making some really good progress, and I'm going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing looks when it's done. I did get a replacement dial glass from Radio Days, which is right here, and the one that was there was completely destroyed. And you know, of course, they shipped this thing out and it's protected. But you know, let me show you what it looks like. Why not? And of course, they've got warnings all over it that it's sharp glass, and they take no liability if you cut yourself. I don't think I would sue them if I got cut anyway. But here's the dial glass, and you'll see it's amazing. It's a really, really good reproduction. One thing I notice is that those numbers are solid white. On the 1948 one that I just finished, they were clear, or not as bright. Let's put it that way. But that's okay. I'm not worried about that. And the backside looks good. So anyway, that's where we are with this. We're very, very close to being done here. Actually, the electronic part is done. The turntable is almost done. I'm going to need to put that needle in and get that stuff wired together, and finish up the cabinet. So next video, when my next odds and sods video, I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. Anyway, it's good to be back from the frozen tundra of New York, and I hope everyone had a great week, and I'll see you guys soon. This is Ron.